boy, Emmett Till. I got a letter today from Auntie Lizzie. She said Bo's been working the fields. I can't imagine. Oh, he just doesn't understand how different things are in Mississippi. Are you listening?
Yes.
Be small down there.
Like this?
Emmett never thought anything would happen to him.
Meet the mummy, Simmy!
Ow!
He just wanted to go on vacation and have fun with his cousins. But if my son could just get his feet back onto the Chicago soil, he'd be one happy kid. I don't know why I said that.
I want to talk to you about that boy.
They've come for you.
It's hard to describe what a mother knows. The first thing I noticed when I became a mother was that my hands were busy all the time. My hand knew him with my eyes closed, just like I know his laughter in a crowded room. It's the same thing when you know all of someone. This was my boy, Emmett Till.
The body of Lewis Till has been found dead.
Can I at least just fix him up a bit?
No, they have to see it for themselves.
You tell me, Mamie, how is risking your life gonna help Bo?
Those pictures of your son change people's lives.
I can't look, baby. We have to. The lynching of my son has shown me that what happens to any of us, anywhere in the world, had better be the business of us all.
She took her grieving into activism after the trial when she started going on the speaking circuit.
She was willing to go anywhere at any time and speak to anybody, any crowd, any church, any union hall to tell the story of her son's lynching.
And my greatest respects to you people that have come out here to see what we're talking about and see what we're doing and what we're trying to do.
It was very dangerous because black activism at that time, and a woman too, speaking out, going to the southern states or what have you, you never knew when someone was going to try to bring bodily harm to you or was going to try to steal you in the night and you never would be seen again. So that was great danger in it. It was great danger in it.
I want you all to stand by me because it's going to be a fight. And if you will stand by me, I will stand by you because I am not afraid.
And the thing was, she was a mother. She was not an activist. She was a mother. She was a mourning mother. And she decided that enough was enough.
There was just too much sorrow for one person to endure, too much pain for one person to absorb, too much anger for one person to express. So the crowds helped me get through it.
I found out about it 9:30 Sunday morning. I was in bed. I got up, called my mother when I got the news because I had every decision I had ever made or every crack that I had ever been in, it took her to get me out of it. And I took that one to Mama too because I didn't know what to do. Mother told me to come right over and she would start making calls. And I got over there as quickly as I could make it. And that wasn't very long.
By now, everybody is they're screaming, they're falling out. And I ran over to try to help my mother. And I felt such a vibration coming from her to me until I jumped back, because it seemed that I was going to take her life away from her. It seemed that her life was draining into me. Oh my God. Number one, when I first saw that box, I just collapsed. That box seemed to me to be as big bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. But that was just the beginning. The size of the box was really the easy part. When I discovered that the box could not be opened, then I wondered, what on earth in the world is going on? You mean to tell me that I have spent all of this money to get a body that I can't even look at? How do I know what's in the box? I said, Mr. Rayner, do you have a hammer? He said, what do you mean? He said, yes, I have a hammer. I said, I mean, if you can't open the box, I can. And I'm going in the box. All right. He said, Miss Bradley, if you're that determined, I want you to go home and relax. He said, I'll go in the box and I will call you when I take the body out of the box. And when I was satisfied with that. I had to see, though, what was in there. And when I got back to, when he called me and I came back to the funeral home, about 3 blocks away, an odor met me that nearly knocked me out. I said, what on earth in the world is that? It was Emmett's body. That's how the smell was so strong until it covered a 2 or 3 block area. My father was on one side of me, and Rayfield Moody was on the other side of me, and Jean was at my back. And I shrugged them. I said, turn me loose. I've got a job to do, and I don't have time to be fainting now. I saw his tongue had been choked out, and it was lying down on his chin. I saw that this eye was out, and it was lying about midway the cheek. I looked at this eye, and it was gone. I looked at the bridge of his nose, and it looked like someone had taken a meat chopper and chopped it. And I looked at his teeth, because I took so much pride in his teeth. His teeth were the prettiest things I'd ever seen in my life, I thought. And I only saw 2. Where are the rest of them? They'd just been knocked out. And I was looking at his ears. His ears were like mine. They curled, they're not attached, and they curled up. The same way mine are. And I didn't see the ear. Where's the ear? And that's when I discovered a hole about here, and I could see daylight on the other side. I said, now, was it necessary to shoot it? If that's a bullet hole, was that necessary? And I also discovered that they had taken an axe and they had gone straight down across his head, and the face and the back of the head were separate. Mr. Rayner wanted to know, was I going to have the casket opened. I said, oh yes, we're going to open the casket. He said, well, Miss Bradley, do you want me to do something for the face? Want me to try to fix it up? I said, no, let the people see what I've seen. I said, I want the world to see this, because there's no way I could tell this story and give them the visual picture of what my son looked like.
The easiest thing would have been to say, no, close the casket, I can't bear it. But she somewhere found the strength to say, I'll bear my pain to save some other mother from having to go through this. And because she put the picture of this young man's body on the conscience of America, she might have saved thousands of young black men and young black women's lives.
If the whole United States is mourning with me, and if the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have died.
A group of community activists came to Raleigh to call on the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham. They returned to lay out their future plans.
Bryant Donham is the woman at the center of the 1955 Emmett Till case. This story is once again grabbing a lot of headlines after a few weeks ago when an unserved warrant for her arrest was located in the basement of a Mississippi courthouse.
CBS 17's Brea Hollingsworth is live in Raleigh with what the group is planning to do to keep attention on this case. Brea.
Yeah, Angela, civil rights activist John C. Barnett told me that he wants that arrest warrant executed immediately.
And we need her locked up. Everybody say locked up. Locked up.
A month after an unserved arrest warrant was found in the basement of a Mississippi courthouse, activists are calling on the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Donham.
She is a fugitive from justice that needs to turn herself in right away.
In 1955, Donham accused Till of whistling and making advances toward her. Shortly after, Till was brutally murdered. Today, civil rights group True Healing Under God held a rally in front of the General Assembly, calling on the Sunflower County Sheriff and other officials to take action.
The people of North Carolina request that Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman collaborates with LaFlora County District Attorney Dwayne Richardson to extradite Mrs. Roy Bryant to Mississippi.
The rally in conjunction with this one in Mississippi, where activists along with the family of Emmett Till held a rally at the LaFleur County District Attorney's office. Civil rights activist John C. Barnett told me they want to put pressure on Mississippi officials.
It's amazing to me that they can go to the moon, but they can't find Carolyn Bryant Donham. She's still alive. We haven't had a funeral service for her. So I wonder, where is she?
Barnett told me that they are not aware of Donham's whereabouts. They didn't spend time passing out wanted flyers at this apartment complex. They say that it's the last known address that they have. They say they plan to hold another rally next month.
Coming to light about a decades-old lynching case in Mississippi. A grand jury refusing to indict the woman whose accusations led to the death of 14-year-old Emmett Till in 1955. That woman, though, now lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and today a group in Frankfort calling for action. Carolyn Bryant Donham is the white woman who accused the black teenager of improper advances. Till was visiting his family in Mississippi when he was abducted, killed, and then tossed into a river. Now, 87 years old, Bryant says she didn't know what would happen to the teenager. In June of this year, nearly 70 years later, a warrant for the arrest of Bryant was found in a courthouse basement. Dated 1955, it was for the charge of kidnapping and was never served. Well, the national civil rights group True Healing Under God is in Kentucky calling for her arrest. They hope to garner national attention for a demonstration happening in Bowling Green next month.
See, this fight is not a quick fight. It took a while for George Floyd to receive his settlement. It took a while for Dr. King to get us back on the bus, almost a whole year. So we know that this is a long journey that we have, simply because this is a 70-year-old warrant.
They went on to say today from Frankfort that they'll be heading down to Bowling Green next month, where Bryant's last known address is to call for her arrest there as well.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Emmett Till.
A 67-year fight for justice for Emmett Till continued on the Capitol steps in Frankfort today.
There are cries from the grave. It's time for Emmett Till to not be 14 forever.
In Mississippi, 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till was abducted at gunpoint, tortured, and murdered after a white woman, Carolyn Bryant Donham, accused him of flirting with her. Donham's husband and his half-brother went on trial for that murder in Mississippi, but were acquitted by an all-white jury. In a magazine interview, they later confessed to killing Till.
For them to get off and to smile as I seen them smirking in the courtroom and smoking cigarettes in the courtroom, I believe that she had ran with a lab that couldn't run any longer.
And 67 years later, activist John Barnett, along with other members of True Healing Under God, or THUG, are hoping to finally bring justice to the Till family. And that has brought them to Kentucky.
And we do not want her to sleep in peace.
Earlier this year, Mississippi officials discovered a 1955 warrant for Donham's arrest that was never executed. A jury also declined to indict her due to lack of evidence, but activists are hoping to change that.
We found out she was in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We'll be back here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, to fight for justice and to ask that the warrant be executed.
I'm here for him. I stand for my son. My son is 14 years old, and he's not going to be an Emmett.
Now, activists with THUG say that they are headed to Bowling Green in September, and they are going to go straight to Donham's front door and demand justice. They say even if she doesn't agree to speak with them or come outside, that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So they are going to keep going until they feel that justice is served. In Frankfort, Sydney Darden, LEA.